Om. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Pranamam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavata Shankaram Lokashankaram Hari Om Tatsat Shri Guru Namah Hari Om Tatsat. My humble pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. I welcome all of you to today's session of Bhagavad Gita, Gudhartha Deepika by Sri Madusudhana Saraswati. I am not a Jnani, I am not a Pandita, I am not a Guru. I am just a seeker, sadhaka. I am conducting this study hour as a means for my learning. So far, we have seen the summary of 18 chapters before we start the Gudhartha Deepika by Sri Madusudhana Saraswati. We will be starting today by following this book, Bhagavad Gita, Gudhartha Deepika by Sri Madusudhana Saraswati, translated by Swami Gambhirananda from Sri Ramakrishna Matham. We will be just studying using this book. If there are any mistakes in my understanding, I seek your forgiveness. Let us start. We will start with invocation. So, Sri Madusudhana Saraswati starts with invocation of paying his respects to Sri Ramachandra, Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra. Om. Salutation to Sri Ramachandra. Let us all pray to Sri Ramachandra so that our study goes properly. Ramachandra, Bhagavan Ramachandra, is a possessor of all the divine qualities. The nectar, which is in the form of consciousness. Consciousness is the nectar. This nectar flows from the feet of Sri Ramachandra, lotus feet of Sri Ramachandra. And that nectar is enjoyed by the monks of the highest class, Paramahamsas. A jiva is a hamsa, a person who is God consciousness or who is a Atma Jnani is a Paramahamsa. And Sri Ramachandra stays in the heart of all the devotees. Satya Ramachandra, we bow down. So, Sri Madusudhana Saraswati says, he has studied very elaborately the commentary of Sri Shankaracharya, the Venerable One. And after studying Shankaracharya's commentary on Bhagavad Gita, Madhusudana Saraswati has commenced on the elucidation of this book called Gudhartha Deepika. Gudha Artha means, Artha means meaning, Gudha means secret. The secret meaning, Deepika means one which illumines. So this book illumines the secret meaning of Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, this book is called Gudhartha Deepika. The way Sri Madhusudana Saraswati has written this is, he has commented on each and every word of Bhagavad Gita. He has not left any word out. Every word he has given a commentary, including and those words also he has commented upon. What is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita? It is said that the purpose of Bhagavad Gita is Moksha Shastra, science of liberation. It's a science. Bhagavad Gita is a science. Science of what? There are so many sciences: mathematics, physics, chemistry, geography, geology, so many sciences are there. But what is Bhagavad Gita? It is a science which deals exclusively with liberation, Moksha Shastra. What is benefit of studying Bhagavad Gita? Complete cessation of the transmigration. Transmigration, rebirth, again and again taking birth, again and again going through the troubles of the world, life. Life is a mixed bag of suffering and joy. There will be some piece of suffering, some piece of joy. It's going up and down. Mostly suffering, because if a human being is not careful, he or she will be under the influence of ego. And anybody who is under the influence of ego will invariably have anger, greed, jealousy, pride, etc. And when these negative qualities are present because of the ego, where is the joy? There is no joy. There is only suffering. This kind of suffering is overcome by the study of Bhagavad Gita. The supreme state of Vishnu, Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam, Vishnu Padam, is Sat Chit Ananda, Satchidananda Swarupam. Satchidanandam is the Vishnu Padam. To attain the Vishnu Padam, to understand my inner nature as Sat Chit Ananda. Sat is I exist. Chit is I am aware. Ananda is I am blissful. I am peaceful. This is the nature, inner nature of everyone. I exist. I am aware. I am blissful. I am peaceful. I am peace. This Satchidananda is your true nature. To know that I am Satchidananda, the Vedas are there to teach you that. Vedas have three portions. What are they? Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, and Jnana Kanda. Karma Kanda is ritualistic portion, how to do the rituals, how to do a particular ritual to fulfill a desire. Upasana Kanda is meditation on God. Upasana means meditation. Upasana, meditation on God. Jnana, Jnana Kanda means wisdom. Jnana means wisdom. What is the wisdom? It should consist of Viveka and Vairagya. Discernment, Viveka means discernment between what is true and what is false, what is permanent and what is temporary. And Vairagya means dispassion. So, and wisdom, Atma Jnana. What am I? Who am I? So, Vedas have three portions. Karma Kanda, which is ritualistic portion. Upasana Kanda, which is meditation. And Jnana Kanda, which is enquiry. And Atma Jnana. These three are there to let you know that you are Satchidananda, existence, consciousness, bliss. So as Vedas have three portions, Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda and Jnana Kanda, keeping that in mind, Bhagavad Gita is also made into three sections. Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. If you make 6 chapters as one section, you can think of Bhagavad Gita as 3 sections. The first 6 chapters each section of Bhagavad Gita you can think of as talking about one aspect of Veda, one portion of Veda, one spirit of Veda. What are the 3 aspects of Veda? Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda and Jnana Kanda. So, Sri Madusudhana Saraswati says, steadfastness in action, Karma Kanda, rights and duties, is taught in the first section, first 6 chapters. And in the last 6 chapters, Jnana, the Atma Jnana is taught, wisdom is taught. And these two are opposed to each other. Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda are opposed to each other. To synthesize them, the middle portion, 6 chapters, are dedicated to devotion to Lord, so that these 3 come together and give a complete picture. And devotion is necessary for Karma Kanda, and devotion is necessary in Jnana Kanda also. Devotion is inherent in whatever practices that we do. Devotion removes all obstacles. And devotion is also of three types. Devotion along with karma, karma kanda, rites, rituals, and devotion with a pure heart, and devotion mixed with jnana. Again, if you take a look at Bhagavad Gita in this manner, there is a Upanishad called Chandogya Upanishad. In that 6.8.6 Chandogya Upanishad, it says Tat Tvam Asi. In that Upanishad, that Mahavakya comes. What is Tat Tvam Asi here is, Tat means that, Bhagavan. Tvam means you, me, you, the individual being. Asi means, Tattvam Asi means the oneness of the individual being with the Ishvara is shown. The Bhagavan is shown. So if you look at that sentence, Tattvam Asi, then Tvam means you. You means Jiva. Tvam, individual being. The first section of Bhagavad Gita, the 6 chapters, talks about Tvam, you, through karma and jnana, sannyasa. Both performance of karma yoga as well as sannyasa is taught to the deserving candidates in the first 6 chapters. Therefore, you can think of Bhagavad Gita as 3 sections. The first section, consisting of first 6 chapters, denotes the Tvam in the Mahavakya. Second section, chapter number 7 to 12, talk about Tat. Tat means Lord, Ishvara, Bhagavan, God. Talks about that. Chapter number 7 to 12 talks about Tat. And devotion to God is taught. And in the third section, the integration of Tat and Tvam. Tat Tvam Asi. Thou art that. That statement, meaning, is brought about in the third section of Bhagavad Gita. Last 6 chapters. Therefore, this way we have a connection in the Bhagavad Gita and the Mahavakya, Tat Tvam Asi. However, this is not the only way of understanding Bhagavad Gita. Going forward, each chapter is a special chapter. The speciality of each chapter will be taught in whenever we come across that chapter. So, Sri Madusudhana Saraswati is saying, Bhagavad Gita also talks about the steps in the spiritual practices. The following steps, which he is going to talk about, is a path shown by Bhagavad Gita. The following path is shown by Bhagavad Gita. The steps, spiritual progress, spiritual steps is shown. He is going to explain that. How Bhagavad Gita explains the progress in spiritual path, how it goes about it. The first step anybody has to take in that spiritual path is Nishkama Karma. Nishkama Karma means, Kama means desire. Nishkama means desireless, selfless karma. Vedas proclaim Kamya Karma in the Karma Kanda. Meaning, if you have a particular desire, do this particular ritual. And Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, one has to do karma without a kama, a desire. Nishkama, without desire. Without attachment to the fruits of the action, one should do the action. Just one should act but not get attached to the fruits of the action. This is the first step for any Vedanta student. The first step is drop desires. I don't want anything. Drop desires. Drop the expectations. Drop desires. Not only drop desires, it's not a negative way of saying. It's saying, do Nishkama Karma. Do the karma for the welfare of the world without any selfish desire, but for the welfare of the world. That is what is meant. And one should not do Nishiddha Karma. Nishiddha Karma means prohibited actions should not be done. Kamya Karmas, don't do it. Karma for selfish desires, don't do it. Nishiddha Karma, don't do it. Do only Nishkama Karma. Selfless actions. Not only that, Sri Madusudhana Saraswati says, the greatest merit, highest merit is in doing japa of Sri Harinama. Harinama japa is the highest practice. Ram, 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 highest practice. These, if you do like this, do Nama japa and perform actions selflessly, desirelessly, it leads to Chitta Shuddhi. Mind becomes pure. Then, when the mind becomes pure, it is fit for Viveka. What is Viveka? Atma Anatma Viveka. what is self and what is non-self, that viveka can be done by a mind which has practiced nishkama karma, step 1, and japa of harinama. The viveka is what is permanent and what is temporary. What is permanent and what is temporary? If you look at our life, we take our life, we live our life. But if you take any aspect of our life, including our body, it is temporary. One day we have to die, and our relatives, they have to die. The properties, they will go away. Money goes away. Job goes away. Everything goes away. So don't be attached to relatives, properties, sons, wives. No, everything goes away. It is temporary. The body itself will go away. Find out what is permanent and hold on to permanent. What is permanent? The lotus feet of Hari is permanent. Hold on to that. When you do Viveka, what is permanent and what is temporary? Atma is permanent. Anatma is temporary. If you hold on to this view, you will develop Vairagya, dispassion. Vairagya. You will not be attached. Moha. You will not have moha, attachment, delusion for the objects in this world or to the objects in the other world. You are not attached, you are not deluded anymore because everything is temporary. See, even if there is a pleasant thing coming up, the pleasant thing also will go away. So, no point in getting attached to pleasures. Pain also will go away. Pleasure or pain will go away. Therefore, don't be attached to anything in the world. In this world or other world, in the heaven. Heaven is also temporary. When a person is having dispassion towards this world and the other world, it is called Vashikara. That dispassion, Vairagya, is called Vashikara. Vairagya is of 4 types. They are Yatamana, Vyatireka, Ekendriya, and Vashikara. More deepened higher and higher Vairagya. They will be explained in 6th chapter. When we come to 6th chapter, we will go through the explanation of these Vairagyas. In Vashikara, there will be a complete control over the mind and the sense organs. Then he talks about control of the mind, which is called Shama, etc. When he says etc., we have to understand Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, and Samadhana. Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, and Samadhana. Shama means control of mind. Dama means control of the sense organs. Uparati means once you control, Don't let it go forward towards the sense objects. Titiksha means patience and endurance. Shraddha means faith. Have faith in the scriptures, in the Vedas. Have faith in Guru. Have faith in Govinda. This is Shraddha. Guru, Granth, and Govind. These three, you should have faith. And Samadhana, concentration of mind. And of course, the other one is Mumukshatva, intense desire for liberation. This is what he meant by etc. Shama, etc. Shamadi means Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadhana, and Mumukshatva. Then one will be unattached to the world. Is fully established in sannyasa. The person is fully established in sannyasa. When a person renounces all the things in the world, then naturally that person is attracted or established in desire for liberation from samsara. When the desire for liberation comes, naturally that person who has the highest qualities of Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadhana, before that he has done Nishkama Karma and Japa of Sri Hari, Nishkama Karma, Nama Japa, and Vairagya, Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadhana, and Mokshatva, then Sannyasa, then he should approach a Guru for Atma Jnana. This is the process. When he approaches a Guru, such a highly qualified student approaches a Guru and listens to Guru's teaching. It is called Shravana, listening. One has to carefully listen to what Guru says. See, people think that Guru will give a mantra. It's not mantra. Guru teaches the subtle truths that you have to carefully listen. That is Shravana, hearing and understanding of Vedanta. People see Vedanta books are available everywhere. If you directly jump into Vedanta, neither it will appeal to you nor it will give you any benefit. You should do Nishkama Karma first, selfless service first, Nama Japa of Hari. Viveka you should have what is permanent and what is temporary. Then you should develop Vairagya, dispassion, up to the level of Vashikara. And you should have Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadha, Mumukshatva. Then you should take sannyasa. Then you should come to a Vedanta Guru. This is the qualification of a student to come to a Guru of Vedanta. Then the Guru of Vedanta will give a teaching of Vedanta. That one has to listen carefully, attentively. One has to listen to the subtle truths of Vedanta. That is Shravana. Listen. that removes the doubts. At this level, when in the Shravana, the Vedanta Uttara Mimamsa, meaning the Upanishads, what is taught in the Upanishads, makes sense. Next step, after listening to Guru's teaching, one has to do Nididhyasana, profound meditation. One has to stay with that Vedantic truth. Guru teaches Tattvam Asi, you are that. And he explains in a proper manner. Stay with that logical derivation. Stay with that. Do profound meditation. Go through steps. Understand it. And then at this meditation level, whatever the Yoga Shastra teaches makes sense. How to do meditate, how to have concentration, how to do proper contemplation, all makes sense. As a result of all this, mind becomes as a result of all this, mind becomes purer and it becomes free from all defects and knowledge of reality arises. Hearing the Upanishadic sentence, Tat Tvam Asi. When a person undergoes all this process, spiritual practices, and he comes to a guru and guru teaches Tattvam Asi in a proper manner, the Shishya, the student, understands it, the unity vision, the oneness he understands. The Tattva Jnana, I am that, Tattvamasi, thou art that. The Tattva Jnana and complete eradication of Ajnana, the ignorance, nescience. When the ignorance is removed by this kind of teaching, then all doubts will vanish from the minds of the student. When Tattva Jnana arises, the knowledge of reality, Tattva Jnana arises, Atma Jnana arises, then the Sanchita karma, all the karma, accumulated karma over the many lifetimes, which have not fructified, which have not come to fruition, will get destroyed. Whatever karma that is there, Sanchita karma is there, which is there in the bank account, which has not come into effect, which is there, which has not yet come into account, will get destroyed by the Atma Jnana. And for an Atma Jnani, whatever actions that Atma Jnani does in this life after getting the Atma Jnana, Tattva Jnana, that actions which we do in the current life is called Agami Karma. Agami Karma Phala does not accrue to the Atma Jnani. But Prarabdha Karma, meaning the karma which has already come to fruition, which are already started manifesting, will continue the life form of the jnani, because of the prarabdha karma, which the karma which has already started yielding result by the time he has done sadhana and got the Atma Jnana. That karma will determine the life of the jnani. That prarabdha karma is not destroyed because it has already come into being. And vasanas are not destroyed. Vasanas are the latent impressions, samskaras and vasanas are not destroyed by the tattva jnana. How to get the vasanas removed is through samyama. Samyama is the yogic practice of dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. Vedanta teaching gives you the Atma Jnana, which will remove the Sanchita karma. But vasanas are not removed. To remove the vasanas, one has to continue doing the sanyama. Sanyama means dharana, dhyana, and samadhi one has to practice. And if a person has to do sanyama, he has to follow yama and niyama as per the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. What is yama? Code of restraint. Niyama. Yama and niyama one has to follow as per Patanjali Yoga Sutra. And dharana, dhyana, samadhi one has to follow. Then the latent impressions, the vasanas will get eliminated. And Sri Madusudhana Saraswati says in his introduction that samadhi is quickly gained by devotion to God. Very easily gained. If you have a lot of love towards God, devotion towards God, samadhi is very easy. Dharana, dhyana, samadhi is very easy if you have love and respect towards God. And if you stay in samadhi for a long time, manonasha will happen. Elimination of the modifications of the mind. And by practice of samadhi, vasanas will be removed. Latent impressions and hidden habit patterns will be removed. When Tattvajnana and Manonasha and Vasanakshaya, these three are pursued. Tattvajnana means understanding the truths of Vedanta from the teaching of the Guru and Nididhyasana, and Manonasha, by doing Samadhi practices, Manonasha will happen and Vasanakshaya will happen. When these three are practiced, pursued properly, then liberation while alive, Jivan Mukti happens. Jivan Mukti means liberation while alive. While I am alive, I will enjoy the liberation. Jivan Mukti becomes possible. So, the entire process starts from Nishkama Karma, Harinama Japa, Viveka, Nitya Anitya Viveka, Vairagya, Shama Dama Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadhana, Mumukshatva, Sannyasa, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa, Sanyama, Manonasha. This whole thing, when one practices all these things, are mentioned in the Upanishads. And also Upanishads mention to achieve all these things, it takes effort. So to put this effort, total renunciation of all actions has to be done. Sannyasa has to be taken so that one can practice all these things. It is called Vidvat Sannyasa. So when a person does all these practices and he takes sannyasa to complete whatever spiritual practices are incomplete, he can make it full time and complete the practices. When one practices a yogic method of controlling the mind, first Savikalpa Samadhi happens and then Nirvikalpa Samadhi happens. When a person attains Nirvikalpa Samadhi, it is of three types. A person will go into Nirvikalpa Samadhi and after some time he will come back to normal waking state. Another type is he will go deeper into Nirvikalpa Samadhi and other persons has to wake him up. Then he will come back to normal state. Third type is the person has gone into Nirvikalpa Samadhi and no matter what happens, people shake him or whatever he does, is gone. He will not come back. And a knower of Brahman, Brahmajnani, such a Brahmana, such a person can teach Vedanta. Such a person, we can say that such a person has gone beyond gunas, gunatita, beyond gunas, trigunas, sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. This person has transcended. And also we can call that person as a sthita prajna, established wisdom. Such a person is a devotee of Vishnu. Such a person is beyond caste, gender, and religion. Such a person is called Jivan Mukta, liberated while alive. Such a person enjoys Atmajnana, Atmarati. The Vedas prescribe duties for everyone. Vedas say one has to do this. If you want this, do this, do this. But for a Atmajnani or a Brahmajnani, Vedas do not prescribe anything. They stay away from Atmajnani because the purpose of Vedas are fulfilled once a person attains Atmajnana. In the Shruti, Shvetashvatara Upanishad 6.23, it is told that if a person is devoted to God and devoted to Guru and devoted to Vedas, all these things will reveal themselves to that person. Meaning, that person can understand whatever we have been talking about, all these spiritual practices, the person will understand. Therefore, devotion to God with body, mind, and intellect, speech is very, very useful in this context. Without devotion to God, spiritual progress is very difficult. And Hari, Sri Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita that if a yogi practices in one life and he has not attained the supreme goal and he dropped the body, what happens to him? This is the question of Arjuna. Krishna says that person, wherever he is born, will get attracted to the spiritual practices again, and he will again start from where he left off in spite of himself. He will be carried forward by the habit of spiritual practices. That means if we practice spiritual practices now, in next life also we will continue our spiritual practices. And through many births, we will perfect ourselves and we will achieve the supreme goal. And if a person has many lifetimes, he has practiced spiritual practices, and in one of the lifetime has perfected it, and very early in life, that person has achieved Jivan Mukti, just like a ripe fruit falls from sky to the ground, from the tree to the ground. Then we cannot say the Vedas, whatever Vedas prescribe, are relevant to that person, because that person has achieved the purpose of Vedas. Very early, he has got the purpose of Vedas. Therefore, the Vidhi Nisheda of Vedas do not apply to him. Because of the spiritual practices one performs over a period of lifetimes, the grace of God descends, and that grace is inscrutable. We don't know how and when God showers his grace. Therefore, devotion to God is very necessary. And a Jivan Mukta, a person who has fulfilled his life, will he do puja to God? Will there be devotion? And what is the result of the devotion of such a person? There is no result that you can imagine. He does devotion to God very naturally, very naturally. For him, devotion to God is very natural. For a Atmajnani, devotion to God is very natural. The greatness of Hari, Vishnu, is such that all the liberated sages naturally shower their love towards Vishnu. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, 7.17, it is told that a jnani, one who has knowledge, is supreme because he has steadfast and one-pointed devotion to God. The one who has loving devotion to God is considered the highest. So Sri Madusudhana Saraswati is saying, having said all these things in the introduction, he says, all this has been explained by Bhagavad Gita, and I am eager to elucidate, to explain all these things in this Gudhartha Deepika, the illumination of the secret knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Nishkama karma, selfless service, is the root cause of liberation. And there will be many obstacles to it. Demonical sins such as sorrow, etc., depression, etc. So a person, because of ignorance, will perform prohibited action, will not perform the prescribed action. So he will fall from the path because of selfishness, egotism, etc. Such a person becomes unfit for the higher truths. Therefore, one should shun this path and follow the path of righteousness. Bhagavan Sri Krishna has compassionately sung this song, Bhagavad Gita, to show the path out of the wrong way of living and to show the correct way, right way of living towards the Purushartha of moksha. So now I will elucidate this moksha shastra. This is the invocation and introduction by Sri Madusudhana Saraswati. With this, we will end today's talk, and from next session, we will start with the chapter 1, shloka 1.
Sir, in the future sessions, will you be covering about more about the prarabdha karma, sanchita karma, agami karma, which today you are a little fast. I didn't understand properly. In
Okay.
future,
See, karma, if you want to understand, let us take it like a bank account. Okay.
okay.
Bank account, you are not new to this world. You have been born earlier and countless lifetimes has passed. And in the countless lifetimes, you have done many karma. And all that accumulated karma is in the bank account, karma bank account. That accumulated karma is called sanchita karma, accumulated bank account. And the accumulated bank account, let us say there is 1 billion karma points in that. When you are born in this life, human life, let us say, is 100 years. The 100 years is not sufficient to experience the 1 billion karma points. Therefore, in this current life, when you are born, you bring, let us say, 10,000 karma points.
Okay.
Okay. That 10,000 karma points is called prarabdha karma.
Okay.
That is already you have withdrawn that cash. Yeah, you have encashed it. Okay.
Okay.
That is called prarabdha. And this prarabdha, because it has already been encashed, it cannot be rolled back. Okay. It is already set in motion. So for a jnani, what happens by Atma Jnana, by doing all these spiritual practices, what will happen is the Sanchita karma will be nullified, will be removed. The bank account will be closed.
Okay.
Okay. But the Prarabdha karma will continue. The 10,000 points has to be experienced. It cannot be reversed.
Okay.
Now, while alive, while experiencing the 10,000 points, you will do some more new karma.
Yeah.
That new karma is called Agami karma.
Okay.
That Agami karma will get added to the Sanchita karma.
Okay.
Okay. So for an Ajnani, what happens is he will withdraw 10,000 points and he will add 1 lakh points.
Okay.
Okay. So the Agami karma is more than the Prarabdha karma.
Mm.
So his Sanchita karma keeps on growing.
Okay.
And there is no end to the number of lifetimes he has to take birth to experience the Sanchita karma.
Okay.
And in each lifetime, he will add some more karma.
Okay.
So this will be a vicious circle.
Okay.
Whereas a jnani, one who has attained the Atma Jnana, his Sanchita karma is made zero.
Okay.
And his Agami karma is not added to the Sanchita account.
Okay.
So only Prarabdha is left.
Okay.
Now when the Prarabdha is over, at the end of lifetime, there is no karma. He is with zero balance.
Okay.
So this is the importance of Atma Jnana.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Krishnarpanamastu.
Hari Om, sir. Thank you.